What's up everybody, I'm Doug Knee Deep, and today we're taking on another Monster Hunter World set guide for, this time, one of the most fan favorite weapons and the most iconic weapons in Monster Hunter history. It's the Great Sword. This comically oversized sword has actually seen a significant change in the way that it is played, especially if you're doing speedruns or optimal runs in this game, with the addition of the new True Charge. This True Charge does so much damage that the old crit draw way of playing the Great Sword is no longer the strongest way to play this weapon, and actually what you want to be doing is getting off the strongest and fastest True Charges that you possibly can. There are a lot of shortcuts in the way that you play to get to the True Charge faster by cancelling with a shoulder charge, and weapon guides will cover how to do that. I'm going to be covering how to do the most possible damage in a hunt while using True Charge hunting with this first set. If we take a look at what the set has, we have attack boost level 7. This is absolutely vital. I have said this before, but I will reiterate it here. That attack plus 21 is not an addition to the attack stat that you see on the right, which is now 1109. That attack plus 21 is an addition to the weapon's base value before the weapon's multiplier is added. The Greatsword has a very, very high weapon multiplier, so you're getting a lot more than 21 attack from that attack plus 21. Affinity of 5% is always nice. Crits are always going to be super nice in this game. Agitator level 5, this is going to give us another 20 attack, and that is once again to the raw value, the base value on the weapon before the multiplier. You're going to see a lot more than 20 increase in attack when the monster becomes enraged, as well as another 15% affinity, bringing us up to 20% affinity when the monster is enraged. Weakness Exploit 3 is the best skill in the game, and if I'm not using Crit Draw, I am using Weakness Exploit level 3. So as you can see, we have a 50% increased affinity on weak spots. Greatsword should be whomping on those weak spots all the time, so I think it's absolutely vital. I've managed to squeeze Quick Sheath level 3 into this set. It's going to increase your sheathing speed. You are still going to be sheathing your weapon a lot, even though you're not using the Crit Draw set, because the weapon is very slow when it's unsheathed. You're going to need to get in position to attack the monster. You're going to be putting your weapon away a lot, but if you have another skill that you can gem in for 3 one-slot gems, feel free to put whatever you prefer in this slot. I just really like quick sheathing. Finally, we have maximum might. This is actually going to give us another 10% affinity, which is super nice when our stamina is full, and our stamina should be full pretty much all the time when getting those true charges off. So the 20% from Agitator plus attack boost, the 50% from weakness exploits, and the 10% from maximum might means our true charge will be critting them 80% of the time when the monster's enraged, and it will be a nice 65% of the time when the monster is not enraged. This is a really, really nice crit rate. We're going to be getting a lot of damage off on the monster with these skills. Let's take a look at how we do this. We're doing this with the Dragon King Eye Patch Alpha. You've seen this on a lot of my sets. The Dobermail Beta for that attack increase. Nergigante Vambrace's Beta are always good. Nergigante Coil Beta and the Nergigante Greaves Alpha. Finally, we have that Attack Charm 3. We're going to have a look quickly at the decorations that we have in this armor set because they are very important. In the sword, we have one of our Sheath Jewels. This is super important because it gets us Quick Sheath 3 instead of Quick Sheath Tooth. Once again, though, you can replace all the Sheath Jewels with something else if you want to. It is absolutely fine to replace them with Grinder Jewels if you prefer to sharpen quickly, or whatever else you want. Although the Purgation's Atrocity does have a lot of blue sharpness naturally, so you shouldn't be sharpening too often. Tenderizer Jewel 2 in the eye patch brings our weakness exploit up to level 3. Best skill in the game, cannot do without it. Challenger Jewels 2 in both the mail and in the coil give us that level 5 agitator so that when the monster is enraged, so are we with absolute max power. For the absolute min-maxers out here, this isn't quite the strongest greatsword set you can use against some monsters. Against monsters that have a 3-star weakness to dragon, this is going to be the absolute maximum damage. But if a monster has a 2-star, 1-star, or 0-star weakness to dragon, you're going to be able to do slightly more damage with a different set. The only change to that set is the weapon, and I'm going to show you that now. It's really important to note that when you're using this set, you do lose one of your level 1 slots in order to use the Elementless Jewel to boost the Great Wyvern Jawblade to a higher raw attack stat. As you can see here, we have a raw attack of 1157 with no boosts versus the 1109 of the Nergigante Greatsword. However, when you are against a monster with a 2-star weakness to dragon, I would still use the Nergigante Greatsword even though this does slightly more damage, because the damage difference is less than 0.5% against a monster with a 2-star dragon weakness. If a monster has a 1-star or a 0-star dragon weakness, then this Elementalist set does actually start to ramp up and do quite a bit more damage, especially once you start hitting those true charges, because the difference becomes 3 to 4%, which when you're going for speedruns is actually significant. So these two sets are almost identical, but you do want to make sure that if you're against a 1-star or 0-star weakness to dragon monster, you're going to switch over to this Elementalist set. As you can see when I check out this set skills, you still have that attack boost level 7, agitator level 5, weakness exploit level 3, quick sheath level 2 in this case instead of level 3, but if you're going for speed sharpen, it will be that level 2 instead of level 3. And finally, non-elemental boost has been added on top of the existing maximum might. This non-elemental boost is why this weaker greatsword than the Nurg Roar becomes stronger, because it doesn't have an element on this weapon, and it will therefore greatly increase its base attack, boosting it up to a massive 1157 when used with this set. Our final set here is the crit draw set. This is old school playstyle for the greatsword. This is how people used to play it all the time. You sheathe your weapon, you draw it to attack, you crit them, you sheathe it again, you draw it to attack, you crit them, over and over again. This playstyle is less efficient against most monsters, but against some monsters that are highly mobile and you're almost never going to get a true charge off against, for example Kirin, you actually want to be using this set over the other set, as true charge just isn't viable against those monsters. This crit draw set has attack boost level 7 just like the old set, agitator level 5 just like the old set, crit draw level 3 now, quick sheath level 3, and maximum might 1. You might have noticed that basically all we've done is replaced weakness exploit with crit draw level 3. This is super important as we had to get rid of our eye patch. We've actually replaced it with the Diablos Helm Beta, which does exactly what the eye patch does, but for crit draw. This gives us 2 levels of crit draw and a gem slot, allowing us to gem in the 3rd level. Checking out the decorations here, this set is basically identical to the previous set, except we have replaced the eye patch with the weakness policy jewel for a Diablos Helm Beta with a draw jewel, giving us 3 points of critical jaw. Super easy to make if we've already made the other set, super easy to make this set, super good against certain monsters, definitely worth it. I know that some people really do say that critical draw is dead. I don't believe so. Now, there are going to be some questions. Why aren't I running punish draw, the Odogaron set skill? Well, the fact is you have to put 2 Odogaron pieces in, and you lose a bunch of other stuff, and the stun value from that punish draw is really low. We've actually tested it, and the promised attack boost for the punish draw doesn't exist as far as we can tell. We aren't getting any bonus damage off when we use that skill versus this skill, and this set gives us all of those attack skills. So I do believe that this set without the Odogaron pieces is actually the superior crit draw set. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these sets worked out for you. As always, I'm going to leave you with some footage of hunts with the greatsword, and I'll see you guys next time.
Alright then guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can click up here to see more videos of this type on my channel. If you want to check out something else a little bit different, then you can click down here. And if you want to see everything that I upload, you can click the subscribe button right here.